Welcome back. Now, Austral Resources is planning to list on the ASX in Q4 and will bring the Anthill copper mine, which is located just 70 kilometres north of Mount Isa, which is up in the Australian state of Queensland, into immediate production. This is huge news, and to tell us more, let's bring in Executive Director of Austral Resources, Dan Jauncey. Dan, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me today, Brittany.
Now, Dan, this only went live just over a week ago on September 17. So what's been the development since? And I guess just explain how large scale this project is going to be.
Thanks, Brittany. So I guess there's been a lot of interest thus far in it. The things that are unique about our opportunity is we are a play coming to market that is a producing asset. So we've just finished a remnant mining campaign. We'll produce LME grade copper this month and continuing on. The other real exciting thing, or I think that is super exciting for the investors, is we're not coming to the market raising capital to go and build a processing plant. We've got one, it's operational and producing. We're not coming to the market to go find a mining lease. We've got one. In fact, we'll be awarding the tender, the mining tender, to a tier one miner probably by the end of this week. And in fact, we certainly hope to have broken dirt by the time we list. So these are the things that are quite unique to this opportunity. As you can see in that video there, this was copper that was produced 10 days ago.
Well, I mean, as you mentioned, Dan, a lot of things are moving very, very quickly, and I guess it's more essential than ever to really focus on resource recovery here. Now, you've mentioned how different this listing is, but let's just touch on investors again. What really is unique about this in general?
Again, I think that there's so many exploration plays out there, and the thing that we are that's quite different to most is our valuation's on point with what we've got in a further revenue stream out of Anthill alone, but our real excitement's in our exploration. So we've got a footprint of about a bit over 1,300 square kilometres of tenements. Current copper pricing alone, we've got 20 drill targets right beside Anthill, which is where I think that extends our mine life in the immediate future. And we've also got a massive sulphide deposit. So the fact that this is an existing mine, there have been pits mined previously, and the overburden's been removed, the oxides have been mined, our sulphides are sitting there exposed. So I guess the mine life extension is us to, in the short term or immediate term, find Anthill 2.0, which we know exactly where to go to start looking for that. And then I guess the longer term play, which really gives that mine life, that big extension, and the investor a great return, is the sulphides play.
Now, Dan, just for our worldwide viewers, I just want to touch on that Australia is one of the world's top copper producers. So many players, I guess, contributing to this whole industry here in Australia. So what has Austral done to make it possible to not only be a producer, but be a producer of the finished metal from day one of life as a listed company, as you've just mentioned?
Just on that, so we are situated, right in the hub of some of the most fertile ground that Australia certainly has in a copper play. We've got Glencore to our north, we've got 29 Metals just up the road as well. So there's plenty of success stories in and around us. And the fact that this asset has been mined for the last 10 years, also says that it's produced a lot of copper. Again, I think that the real focus for us is, one, getting to market, performing in the way of Anthill, doing what we say we're going to be doing, and then really pulling forward into our exploration play.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on that again a little bit more, Dan. As you've mentioned, what a massive industry this is. I just really want to know your view on the metal, and seeming as we see it in so many industries, and it is what's keeping Australia moving forward, I guess, when it comes to all of our grand plans. So what do you expect to see in the market within the next 10 or so years?
I guess with the way the world's travelling in a decarbonisation sense and electrification sense, copper's really coming into its own. With the fact that it takes so long to get a copper mine approved, and into production, that the tail's certainly wagging the dog at the moment in a supply and demand. Demand is well and truly outstripping supply. and in the immediate term, that's not going to change. There's a lot of the analysts are calling that we're probably sitting at the lower end of where copper should track. And I guess that the way, as I said, the way the world's travelling in electric cars, the fact that they use so much more copper in that, with stimulus packages around the world, I think we're in a really good space.
Certainly seems like that, Dan, and we look forward to hear the news as it breaks this week when it comes to knowing who wins the tender, and an eager watch there. Appreciate your time today, Dan. Much appreciated.
Thanks, Brittany.